You understand English, you follow meetings, but when it's your turn to speak, your mind goes blank. If this happens to you at work, you're not bad at English. You're just under pressure. This is part of the conversation, an English listening podcast for adults who understand English but don't always feel confident speaking it. I'm here with Alex today. Alex is practicing English, just like many of you listening. Alex, do you want to introduce yourself? Very simply.
Yes. Hello. My name is Alex. I work in an office. I use English every day at work. I understand my colleagues, but speaking is difficult for me.
So you understand English at work, you follow conversations, but speaking feels much harder.
Yes, exactly. When people talk, I understand. But when it's my turn, my mind goes empty. And I feel pressure because people are waiting.
That pressure of knowing people are waiting, and suddenly everything you knew disappears.
Yes. And I don't want to sound stupid.
Of course, because you're not stupid. You're just thinking in another language. If this already sounds familiar, you're not alone. If you feel like it, you can tell us in the comments. Where does this happen for you most? At work? In meetings? Or somewhere else? Even one short sentence is enough. Can you tell me about a real moment like that at work? A recent one?
Yes. This happened last week. We were in a meeting. People were talking. I understood at the beginning. Then they spoke faster. And after some minutes, I was not following everything.
That moment when you slowly lose the thread.
Yes, exactly. And then someone asked me a question. I knew it was for me, but I didn't understand everything. Everyone looked at me, and I freeze. I just say, I don't know.
That very honest moment.
Yes, but after, I felt stupid. Because I do know things, just not fast.
Of course. What you really meant was something like, I'm not completely sure yet. Can I think about it for a moment?
Yes, that is exactly what I wanted to say.
Or even, can we come back to this?
Yes, that sounds much better than I don't know.
And it sounds like work, not like a problem with your English. When this happens to me, I've learned that I don't need to speak immediately. Sometimes I say something very small. For example, let me think for a second. Or, that's a good question.
I like those. They sound calm.
Yes, they sound calm and they buy you time. Another very useful one, especially at work, is, would you mind repeating that? Or, I missed the last part.
I really like that one because it's honest and it feels normal.
Exactly. It doesn't sound like a language problem, it just sounds human. In meetings, I also use phrases that reduce pressure. For example, can we take this offline? Or let me come back to this? Or let me make a few notes first.
That sounds very professional.
Yes, it sounds like work, not like panic. Do you want to try one together? No pressure.
Okay,
Imagine someone asks you a question and your mind goes blank. You could say, let me think for a second.
let me think for a second.
Perfect. You're still in the conversation. Now imagine you didn't understand everything. You could say, I missed the last part.
I missed the last part.
Clear, normal, completely okay.
That feels much better than saying nothing.
Yes. Silence often feels worse to us than it does to other people. Before we finish, one last question, Alex. What is the hardest moment for you?
For me, it's when I have an opinion, but I can't say it fast enough. In my language, I am confident. In English, I am quiet. That feeling of becoming a smaller version of yourself. Yes, exactly that.
Before you go, choose one sentence from today. Just one. Try it in your next meeting. Let me think for a second. Or, I missed the last part. If English is part of your work life, this podcast is for you. Subscribe to Part of the Conversation. New episodes every week. Calm, real English for real work moments.